Welcome to my Sci-Fi Collectors channel. Today I'm going to unbox and fly the Millennium Falcon quad radio controlled drone. Let me show you, before I even get to this, let me just show you what it looks like flying a little bit in my kitchen with the lights out. It's pretty cool. Now it took me about an hour or so to be able to fly it like that. There is a little bit of a learning curve, so I'm going to show you at the end of the video, give you some tips on how to work the controller, give you a tip on how to launch it from your hand. You know, it's a nice product. It's a little expensive. This was $109, I think, with tax at Target. Now you can find them on sale for about $89. I think that's still a little bit expensive. You know, it'd be great if this product was around $60 or less. But when you go to buy it, make sure you buy it on sale days, because I think you can definitely get it for $89. I've seen it a couple times at Target and Walmart for that price. Here's a Millennium Falcon, 4 propellers. It's made out of foam. It's nicely detailed. I crashed this about a dozen times trying to learn how to fly it. And it's really resilient, and it's not going to damage the house. So if you're getting it for kids, you don't have to worry that much. You charge it from right here, and you turn it on with that button. When you charge it, you make sure you shut the button off. And I'm giving you all these tips because it took a little bit of time to figure out how to do all these things. That's what it looks like when it's on. Front light, rear lights. So it's nicely made. It's very, very sturdy, and it's a good thing because it will crash often as you learn how to fly it. So that's the Falcon. This is your USB charging cord, and here are the controllers. The thing about the controllers, that's how you turn it on. Green button. This controls sound off. Oop, that'll be sound off, sound on. And right here, this control, all this actually does is sound. Here's the sound. No, it wants to work. Interesting. You may have to sync with this. Hold on a second. Yeah. So in order for the sound to work, I guess maybe it saves your battery, you have to have the Falcon on. But here you go. Different sound effects by pressing this. And those are just sound effects. This one actually gives it a boost for flying speed, but there's also a sound effect. Alright, so these two controllers right here are for sounds. On the left and on the right, that will give it a boost of speed plus that. Okay, let me shut this off. Now, Now I did actually just tape this so I could just show you where the batteries go. That's not so tricky, but they are really, you need 6 of them, and that's what's important. You're going to need 6 AA batteries. And for charging purposes, if you don't hook up the USB plug, and this was what was a little bit confusing. Let me just show you. So this hooks up right here. And hopefully this just saves you time trying to have to figure it out like I did. Of course, trying to do it now. There we go. Let me snap that back on. Now this will go to your computer. This will start the charging process. It doesn't charge the 6 batteries in there. This is to charge the Millennium Falcon. If you don't use this, and this is my point, it's going to charge right from the controller to the Millennium Falcon off of your batteries, and they're going to get used up too quickly. So you hook this up, and then right in here is the charger for the Falcon. So once that's hooked up to your computer, you take this out, make sure that it's off. The switch goes off right here, and then the plug goes right in there. Be gentle with it. I think this is where you could have the most potential for a piece to break, especially if you have younger kids. Once you have that hooked up, you hit the green button, and you can see that it's flashing red. That means that it's charging. Remember, right now, let's fix that. Right now, this is not plugged into a computer, so this is charging off the batteries. It will take about 30 minutes to charge it, so you really want to use your computer. So I would hook this into the computer, set it up just like this. When this stops blinking, it's going to turn green. That means it's ready for you to fly. You'll get about 15 minutes of solid flying time with each charge. Now, let me talk about the controls, because it's a bit challenging, and then I will do a launch at the end here so you can see it. This all goes away. This controller controls the blade speed, or the speed for it to go up and down. So that's off, that's full speed, and that's what you have to get used to. If you put it right about here, that's almost hovering, off the ground, but you'll get it. And then if this rotates left or right, or doesn't kind of sit perfectly still, this adjusts the spin of the Millennium Falcon. Once you have that, you're basically just using this as throttle to have it rise or fall, and then this is forward, backward, right, left. And you have to keep in mind that's the front of the Falcon, so you have to get used to that. So it takes a little bit of time, alright, I won't joke, a bit of time to learn how to fly it. It took me about an hour or so, and I still can't fly it well. But this is going to control forward, backward, left, right. This is the thrust, so to speak, up and down, and then this works will correct any spin that you might have on the Falcon. So I'm going to charge this fully, and then I'm going to show you some tips from launching it from your hand, and hopefully help you have a good experience with it, especially if you have kids. It does take a little bit of time to figure it out. So here's, I think, one of the best ways to learn how to fly this. Let me just show you how you turn it on first. You want to make sure you turn the switch up here to on, and then press the green button. These take about 30 seconds to sync together. I think it'll make a sound when they've recognized each other. We're going to start it here, and like I said before, here's the thrust, and now they've synced up that they're on. Here's the thrust, and that's what you want to practice first, because being able to just level it off is the most important thing. If not, it's just going to fly and hit the ceiling. So to start that, you're just going to just raise it and get used to it. And that, it's a good 10-15 minutes just to figure that out. Get used to it just rising. And once you can control that, you can start doing the other things away from the TV. But that's the hardest part, is just getting it so that you can float it, and then you can start doing more with it. With a little bit of practice. And you can just hold it like that with the thrust, and then practice moving it around. And that's the best way to learn how to use it, really. Let's see if I can land it gently. I don't think I can get it to the table. Let's see. Nope. Maybe. Close. But with some practice, you'll be able to move it around You know, like I said, it's a little bit expensive, but I think it's worth the fun. If you can get it on sale, $89. If it was, you know, around the $60 price range, it would be perfect. But it is a lot of fun. It'll take you a while to be able to control it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please check out my collector's channel, Sci-Fi Collector Reviews, and I hope you subscribe. Thanks. Getting the thrust. Well, there you go. So that you can... And it's really getting the thrust that's the hardest part. Once you figure out how to do that, whoa. Oh, it got stuck. Now it's into the wall. And that's part of what you want to do, is you want to get used